episode of In Dracaena's Glass. And we are excited to be here because we are introducing you to a brand new winery that we have just discovered on our last trip out to Paso. And that winery is Kukkula. And the wine is a 2012 red blend, and it is known as Lothario. So you may be asking yourself, what the heck is Kukkula? How do you come up with Kukkula as a name for a winery? What the heck does it mean? Well, there is a story behind the name, and it makes complete sense. Kevin Jasilla, who is the owner and winemaker at Kukkula, happens to be Finnish. And when he was pursuing his passion, going after his dream of making this winery in Paso Robles, he wanted to make sure that his heritage was brought into the wine industry with him. But what makes even more sense is when you look at his vineyard site. His vineyard site tells the story of Kukkula. Kukkula in Finnish means the hill or high place. And that is exactly the site that Kevin chose to have his winery. It is a perfect name for his site. As for his winemaking process, Kevin believes in dry organic farming. He uses only native cover crops and maintains a majority of the work by hand. The soil in this region of Paso consists of clay and sedimentary rock, and they receive almost double the amount of water as the rest of the other area sides of Paso Robles, so he has no need to irrigate. Kevin farms in small lot, so he believes that keeping his acreage, keeping his vineyards producing very small tonnage is the way to create phenomenal wines. So he actually dictates that his vineyards only produce 1 to 2 tons per acreage, which is so small. He has 49 acres that he does mostly by himself, walking up and down the steep hills of his vineyards to maintain his wine. Lothario, translated from Finnish, means womanizer. And Kevin jokes that the men think that they're all Lotharios, but he didn't want to have a wine that had kind of a negative connotation, so he prefers to take a positive aspect of it, and he prefers to mention it as being seductive, as men who are very amorous, men who are very attentive to the women that they love. But he then proceeded to tell us the true story behind the name Lothario, and it doesn't have anything to do with being a womanizer. It has to do with being a good friend and a good mentor. Kevin's friend and mentor named Lothar was there the entire time that Kevin was trying to pursue his passion and chase down his dream, and even went as far as helping him bridge a gap where he needed some money in order to get the winery up and running. And Kevin felt that the least he could do was pay homage to him by naming the wine after him. He swears that Lothar is not a Lothario. He's a really good guy. Okay, was that wine not just a beautiful sight? Wow. This 2012 Lothario is a blend of 35% Grenache, 33% Mourvèdre, and 32% Zinfandel. It poured apple in color, just right there, apple in color, okay? On the nose, I'm not gonna lie, we were kind of disappointed in the nose. It just didn't really have a lot going on there. We were at a restaurant, so we had just opened it, so it really didn't have very much time to breathe. It was Christmas Eve, so the place was packed. We didn't really feel that we can sit down and relax over and over, for over a long period of time. But we did get some blackcurrant on the nose. But let me tell you, when you go to the flavor on the palate, holy cow, amazing, amazing. The flavors totally take over for the aromas. It was a grand slam. Hello, bat that ball way out of the park in flavors. Okay? On the palate, it was action-packed with flavors. We had cherry, raspberry, cola, baking spices. It was phenomenally a blend of all of these fantastic flavors that just danced on your tongue and made you happy. Okay? The wine is medium bodied, and it had an exceptionally long finish. I mean, it just kept going and going and going. It was fantastic. This wine actually retails on their website for $38. The alcohol is 15.5%, but it is so soft and so well balanced, you never would think that it was that high of an alcohol level. This wine is farmed on the west side of Paso Robles. So do yourself a favor, either get online or get over to Paso and buy yourself some Kukkula Lothario. You will not regret it.